So, unfortunately, we all know somebody that's been affected by breast cancer. If not physically, then emotionally. Hey, this is Canary Quilts, and I wanted to share with you my support group quilt. This is a pattern that was put out by Fat Quarter Shop. It was made by Lori Holt, and it was for awareness of breast cancer. And they did it throughout the month of October, but because I got COVID and got behind, I'm just catching up to it. But I wanted to share with you my quilt. They are taking donations for breast cancer. They're trying to raise $20,000. And I think they're at about $11,000 the last I checked. But I did make a donation myself today for $50. And I did it in honor of my mom, who beat breast cancer, and in memory of my aunt, who didn't. So, unfortunately, we're all affected by this horrible disease. And even any cancer. I had a cat who died of cancer. I mean, it's a disease that sucks. But if we can have a little fun in remembering people in our lives, this is a good way to do it. This was fun to do. Every time I made one, I was thinking about my aunt or my mom or people I went to high school with who beat it, one who didn't. I mean, it just really makes you think. So I just wanted to share with you my support group quilt. I chose my fabrics through my stash. You can get, they do have a quilt kit if you like what they did with the quilt here. That's what it looks like. I have the PDF pattern, so this is just a printout of the first page, but you can get a paper pattern. But you can use your own stash. And I ended up using fat quarters that I had because there's 12 blocks in this quilt, and I am part of some clubs that come with 12 fat quarters. So the first thing I thought was this. I got this earlier this year in my Solid of the Month club, and I thought, oh, this would be a good background. It's 12 different colors, and as I was looking at it, I thought, oh, that's like different skin tones, but mostly white skin tones. So I did have a brown in my stash that I used to represent non-white. That's all I had, but I just wanted to make sure, you know, it's like, okay, this is like the skin tones, not just a background. So just kind of wanted to represent as much as I could through my stash. The other thing is these trims here. The green is also from my Solid of the Month club, and that was from May, Emerald, and that is my birth month. So, and then these fabrics are from my holiday subscription, and I get 12 fat quarters, and I think I got this for May, and it was autumn colors. So you can see down here too. So I thought, well, that'd be cool. It's fall. Breast Cancer Awareness Month is in the fall. It gives me a good chance to use these fabrics, so I ran with it. Since there's 12 blocks and I had 12 fabrics in each bundle. I still have a lot of fabric left, obviously, so I'll be doing something else with it. But anyway, that's what I chose. I have a link to my fabrics down below also if you like them. And that's how I came up with my colors. So I wanted to share with you my support group quilt, and that I donated to help them get to their goal. I donated in memory of my aunt and in honor of my mom. And I just wanted to walk you through some of these blocks. They're all fairly similar, just the trims are a little bit different. So, you know, each block you'll see a little bit of what's different, but for the most part I'm just kind of scanning through these blocks and showing you how to put them together. But anyway, in the comments let me know if you're making this, if you want to let me know of anybody you want to honor who had breast cancer. You can donate. I'm not asking you to, but if you can donate, let's raise some money to help beat this horrible disease. But anyway, let's get started on something fun. All right? Okay, I want to go through the colors I chose for our support group bras. I am part of these fat quarter clubs, and I get these bundles, and so I have them in my stash. And when I was kind of looking through this pattern, it really lends itself to 12 fat quarters. There's 12 blocks, and you can get all the pieces you need out of a fat quarter for each one of the colors in each of the blocks. So let's see, 9 of the blocks have 3 colors, and 3 of the blocks have 2 colors. So some of these greens I'm not going to use. But basically what I'm doing is this very neutral color fat quarter bundle I got, I'm using as the background. This is going to be the trim of the bras that have trim, and then this is going to be the base of the bras. And the only exception is this brown, because I kind of look at these as the skin tones, so I chose this brown. What are you doing? So the only exception I made was this brown here, which I pulled out of my stash, because I look at the back of these, or the background is like the skin color. So I kind of was like, well, this kind of represents different skin colors, but it didn't have a dark, so a darker skin tone. So I found this in my stash, and it's the only brown solid I could find in my stash for a background. So I added this in, and I took out, I think I took out this dark gray, number 10. And then because it happens in October, and I had this, I think this was part of the Holiday Fat Quarter Club. Excuse me, honey. The Holiday Fat Quarter Club, I got these autumn pieces. So I was like, well, that'd be a great way to use these autumn pieces too, since we recognize Breast Cancer Awareness Month in the fall. Even though it's an all year thing, we recognize it more in the fall. So base of the bra, trim of the bra, and background. So how I went about doing this was I paired the 2 solid dark colors together, and then I took the lightest fall color and paired it with the darkest solids. So that's what you're seeing here. Here is a light colored autumn with the darkest color green. I'm sorry, my kitties wants some attention right now. And then the lightest color autumn. So I get these nice contrasts in my block so that the bra will really stand out. I was afraid with these light autumn colors, you know, trying to figure this out, that it might get lost in the light colors. So that's why I went with the darkest solids against the lightest autumns. Excuse me. So this is my first, this is the first row, the top row that I'm doing. Excuse me. Come on, honey. So these 3 are the top row that I'm doing right now. And so this is going to be the darkest solids with the lightest autumn colors. And this is what I have right here for my different blocks. Here's the first block, and I've already cut it. The second one and the third one. And I need to cut these 2, but I went ahead and cut these just to show you the cuts. So you, they give you, the background cuts they give you for all 3 blocks, assuming that you're going to use the same background color. So you have to divide it by 3 so that you can get the right cuts over here. So we've got the large cut here, and then we've got some smaller squares and rectangles to cut. And they do it by letter in here for the cuts, so that's why I'm using the alphabeties. And then this is the base of the bra and the straps in this one. So I have these cuts here. And then this is going to be the trim of the bra. And I've got these 2 cuts. 1 very small rectangle and 2 large squares. So that's what it's going to look like when you do that top row. So I'm going to get set up here, get all these cuts done, and we'll start putting the top row together, and it's going to look really pretty. But anyway, let's get started. Okay, to get started on bra number 1, first thing you need to do is take K, B, D, and F and mark a diagonal on them. And I've got my other pieces cut. I've got them just kind of set off to the side here. And I'm going to sew them at the same time, but I also marked the diagonals on these other blocks also. So what we want to do is take our K, lay it on our H, one in the left-hand corner, one in the upper right-hand corner, and we're going to sew along the line, and then we're going to trim 1/4 of an inch, and then we're going to fold this over so that we have that. And then we're going to take our B, and we're literally going to do the same thing onto our green so that that creates our green trim right here. And then this is the skin tone back here. So that's how we're going to get that effect. And then to get the roundness of the bra shape, we're going to put our D over here and do the same thing. So we kind of have the rounded shape, and then the F's, the smaller ones, are going to go down here in these corners so that we just get that rounded shape of the bra. So I'm going to get all of this done. So I'm going to have my K do that. All of these are going to be the same thing. Put them in the corner, sew on the line, trim, and then iron towards the corner. So I'm going to get all 3 of these blocks done, and we'll come back and take a look at it and see where we go from there. I wonder if anybody else does this. I just get everything ready when I go to the machine so I can just do all my seams, because none of them are overlapping. So I'm going to sew them all on, and I'm going to come back and trim them and iron them. But anyway, that's what it's going to look like right there, our trim. So cool. Just wanted to show you what I did. Okay. So I've got a helper here, and he won't go away, so I'm doing this with him. Here's the 2 sections of the bra here that I finished. Next thing you want to do is fill in the middle here, and we're going to take E, L, and G. We're going to sew them together, and we are going to iron towards the L piece. And then we can attach all 3 pieces together. So I'm going to get that done. We'll come back and move on to finishing the block up. Okay, we're getting ready to finish up this block, and we're going to put the straps on. So you're going to take your A piece, put it in the middle, put your J pieces on either end, and then your C pieces over here. So J is going to be sandwiched between the backgrounds. You're going to sew all these together, and you're going to iron towards this I fabric right here. But you know what? This really isn't going to be against anything else, so I am going to iron towards the dark, personally. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change it up. I'm going to iron towards the dark, even though the pattern says to iron towards the straps. And that's because they're using a light background. I'm using a dark background, so that's why I'm going to iron towards the background pieces. Otherwise, I might do what the pattern says is iron towards the J pieces. So I'll show you what this looks like when we get back, and we can attach it. Alright, I got the top put on here. Really simple to make. I ironed towards the darker fabric since there really isn't any seams to match up. I did that on all of these because they are slightly darker than my bra fabric. But it turned out really cute. I really like it. I like the colors I chose. I wanted to let you know that the eye pieces that you cut are all going to be used for scrappy binding in the end. So just keep those together. And so when you're ready to bind your quilt, you've got all these pieces. But yeah, this is what turned out. And for this is bra number 1. This is going to be the top row. Oops, I gotta iron that down. Of my support group bra. I really like it. I like how the little bird's peeking right there. So, there you go. Bra number 1 is in the books. And we will move on to bra number 2. On to bra number 2, which is row 2. We're going to make 3 of these also. And if you watch my color scheme in the beginning, you'll know that I'm going to be you're going to start to see lighter backgrounds and lighter greens. And then my bra bases are going to be darker as we go. And they're fall colored. So This is one of them. These are the other two I have here. And there's a lot of pieces in this one because the trim is going to go up and around the top and be the strap. So these are all the pieces we got going on. And to get started, you need to draw diagonals on C and G and J and M to get started. And I've done that on all three of mine because I'm going to put them together at the same time. Future Carrie, pattern doesn't tell you that you need to mark diagonals on B, but you also have to do it on B. So just so you know before you get started, but you can do it when you get there. That's what we do to get started here. We've got our pieces cut and we do the diagonals on C, G, J, and M. So let's get laid out and get ready to go. Okay, I've kind of laid out the blocks, how they're going to go together here, or the pieces, I guess I should say. And we've got our base here, which is H, cat hair. Our base is H, and then we're going to take our J, and we're going to put it up here in the upper right and the upper left-hand corner, and sew along the line, trim, iron towards the corner. And we're going to do the same thing with M, and then we'll come back and we'll do G and C because C overlaps J. So we could do C at the same time, but might as well keep the colors the same. But anyway, that's what we're going to do. We'll put these two on, sew on the diagonal, trim, and iron towards the corner. And then when we're done with this, we're going to add even more trim up here along the top. So I'm going to get these pieces done and come back and we'll start trimming the rest out. Okay, there is our base section done here. And that's the cleavage right there. So we're going to add some more trim here to the top. That's what we're going to do first. We're going to get that trim on, we iron towards the trim, and then we're going to cut these corners off again to round our bra off. And we're going to sew these on just like we did all these corners, trim them and iron them towards the corner. And then for the real cleavage, okay, just check the pattern. They did not tell you to draw a line on B. So, but we will need to draw a diagonal line on B. So I'm going to start putting these trims on and come back and I'll show you B. Okay, got my diagonals marked on B and we're going to put B up here in this top right, top left of each one of these so that we get that nice trim right here going. And we create our cleavage. So let's get these put on. And then we'll come back and we'll start putting this whole block together. Okay. To finish off our little bra block here, we're going to take E, N, and F, put these together, iron towards the N, and then the top of the block is going to be A, L, and D, and we're going to iron towards the L pieces. And then we can put it all together. And we have our second bra block and our second row made. And I'll come back when I get everything done and show you what I got. Okay, finished up bra number 2. Iron the center section, or sew the center section on, iron towards it, add the top, iron towards the top, sorry. And yeah, they turned out really cute with all the trim around it. Really pretty. My fall-like bras. All right, let's move on to bra number 3, which has no trims. Okay, block number 3, or bra 3, is much simpler than the other blocks and uses the exact same techniques that we used in the other blocks. So we've got our background here in these pieces and our base here. So you're going to want to put diagonal marks on background B and background E. Those are it. And what I can do is literally lay the whole thing out for you and show you how it's going to go together. So let's do that. Put these down here. I'm going to take my G, put it here, and my B is going to go, come on B, up here in these corners. And then E is going to go in the rest of the corners. So that you cut those corners off. Oops. And then, okay, to build in between the bra, we need D. Then we're going to need I and F. And then our A piece is going to be up here with the J on either side of it. And then C on either side of that. So, since this is our third one, we know what to do. Sew on the line, trim 1/4 inch, iron toward the corner on all 4 of these. Sew these together, iron towards I, sew these together, iron towards J, sew the whole thing together. And when you put these together, you're going to iron towards the center. Very simple. So I'm going to put these together and come back and show you what they look like, because they're so cute. Okay, these were quick. No trims to put on. Very simple, very straightforward putting these together. They turned out just beautiful. There's my second one. One's the green background, one's the red background with the pumpkins. And then I've got like this solid color orange. So, there we go. We got 3 rows done. We're on to bra number 4 and our last row. So, we are almost done. All right, let's get started with our last row, bra number 4. And this is, again, pretty much built the same way as the other ones, just the trimming's a little different, and this has more trim along the bottom of the bra than anywhere else. So you want to get started by marking a diagonal on D, B, and K, and you'll be ready to go. So let's get set up with this one, because it's very, like I said, very similar to the rest of them, and I'll show you how it goes together. So here's our F pieces, and I want it to be like that. Let's actually do this. I want that bird, as much as that bird as I can. So, put this aside. We're going to take our B and put it up in these corners like we've been doing. And then we're going to take our D and we're going to put it up here in these corners. And then our K's are going to, all of our K's, sorry, are going to go down here in these corners where they're going to cut those corners off. So this is how we round out bra number 4. And then in the middle we're going to have J and E. I'll leave these here. This is the long strip that's going to tie it in down here. And then up here, oh my goodness, I got too much stuff going on here. Let's all move it out. Take our H's, and that's going to be our straps. With our A in the middle and our C's on either side. So that's how that's going to be laid out, where we start by doing these sections here, sew along the line, trim 1/4 inch, iron all these towards the corner, put these together, put these together, put this strip on here, and put this section onto here, and we're done. So yeah, that's how it's done. If I run into anything, I'll let you know, but pretty simple and very similar to all the other ones. So I'm gonna get this done. I'll get my other ones done, and you can see what my other two look like also. So yeah, I'll meet you back here. There you go. That's how the last block turned out. It's pretty cool. I like it. I like how all of these are just have different trims and different shapes, which is a representation of all of us, right? We're all different shapes and colors and everything else. We have different styles, so there you go. Not too hard. None of these are too hard to put together. You can choose one style that you like and run with it, or do all of them. And you can choose whatever colors you want. And think about all the people in your life who have been affected by breast cancer. But anyway, let me know in the comments if you're doing this. Check out my links below. It does help the channel out, and I appreciate you, and I look forward to your comments. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.